Well, infamous Jay Moore, what do you say? Saturday afternoon here, 4680q.ca, and we're underway. We got the big show going here today, and we got some good talent coming on the show with us.
Of course, we got good talent. Why wouldn't I have good talent?
I don't know. Most of the time you have a wrestler coming on.
Yeah, well, I have another wrestler coming on today, Pat Porter.
I guess, yeah.
Yes, I have another wrestler coming on today. This particular wrestler.
Yeah.
Not only did I used to manage back in the day, he's a good friend of mine.
Manager of champions, you are.
Yes, yeah. And this particular wrestler has beaten and has victories over every single wrestler that has ever been in wrestling.
Really?
Yes, including Bob Backlund, including The Rock, including Stone Cold Steve Austin, including Hulk Hogan. He has actually beat and won every single match he's ever been in and has won every single championship that is out there in the wrestling circuit. And of course, everybody knows I'm talking about. Oh, I forgot. He also beat Kurt Angle, and he's also an Olympic gold medalist. And he is the great Bin Hamin, everybody. Wow. Yes.
I didn't realize.
How about a hand clap?
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
There you go.
I didn't realize that Bin Hamin had so much to his credit.
Yeah, and in fact, legendary pro wrestler Sting just retired.
Yeah.
And he was too afraid to wrestle Bin Hamin in his last match, which is word on the street. Not many people know that, but Bin Hamin and Sting would have been a great match, but Sting got nervous that he was going to lose on his retirement match and opted out on that one. So, yeah, Bin Hamin completely undefeated in all of his years of professional wrestling, and he has actually faced everybody that's been out there in pro wrestling and has beat every single one of them.
Well,
so you can't get a better guess than that.
I remember Bin Hamin coming out with you in tow.
Yeah.
A couple of wrestling engagements that we were doing, and I was in the ring watching you guys come out from behind.
Yeah.
And Bin Hamin comes out, of course. He's all dressed up. He's got this big robe that he's wearing. He's got a couple of towels wrapped around his head. And, so he looks the part. But then you came out looking the same way. Like, he dressed you in the back, I guess, to...
J. Mohammed Moore is what my name was.
You look like Mini-Me.
J. Mohammed Moore, yeah. We were a great team. Actually, what I know about Bin Hamin is he's kind of getting bored of beating everybody. It's kind of like he loves wrestling, but I mean, it does get boring when you absolutely beat everybody in the business. So he and a few of his partners have opened up a smoke shop, Pat Porter, a place where you can buy weed in upstate New York.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. It's called Raven's Joint, and we're going to talk to him more about that. The grand opening is tomorrow.
Wow.
And
Sunday.
Tomorrow, Sunday, March 10th.
Mm-hmm.
Raven's Joint, where you can buy some cannabis, and of course...
Joint, I get the double meaning there.
Right,
Okay.
Yes. And of course, we've had experience in the old school Green Light District.
Yeah, used to be one of our primary sponsors.
Yes, and I don't know what happened to that, but hopefully Raven's Joint, it's going to do very, very well, and a very special guest there tomorrow, Pat Porter.
At noon?
Yeah, high noon.
High noon.
Yeah.
Rob Van Dam is going to be in the store signing autographs.
Rob Van Dam, who we were talking about him last week. He has a match with Matt Riddle tonight. Tonight he's in Ohio. At what is that?
Chillicothe, yeah.
Chillicothe, Ohio.
That's the big event down there that Bobby Fulton's putting on, right?
That's right. So that's underway now, as a matter of fact, with the meet and greet happening right now, and then a match later tonight against Matt Riddle, which is going to be a big time match, and then he makes his way to New York State over to Raven's Joint. High noon is the ceremony. There's going to be a ribbon cutting ceremony, and there's going to be some very high profile.
You're going to bring in the mayor?
I think they're bringing in the mayor.
The mayor? Okay. Is he going to dress like Bin Hamin?
Well, I would like to see the mayor smoke a joint.
I forgot. It is legal in New York State, or what's the deal there?
I don't know. We're going to find that out. I'm assuming that it is because the store is in New York State, but I know for a long time it wasn't. I know for a long time it was legal here, and then I'd go to New York State to do shows or something, and I'd have to smuggle my weed in, and
good luck with that.
Hopefully not get caught.
Yeah. Oh wow. You haul your way forever. I'd be doing the show by myself for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
4100 State Route 31.
Yeah.
Or route, whichever. It's State Route 31.
I think it's different if American and
Yeah,
Canadian.
they say route, don't they?
Yeah,
they say route, we say route.
Right.
4100 State Route 31, Clay, New York, Clay.
Yeah.
New York, kind of near Syracuse, I guess, eh?
Yeah, I'm assuming that you could I'm hoping that you can order this stuff online as well.
Oh, okay.
We're gonna
Ravens
find out.
Joint, yeah.
We're Ravens Joint, yeah.
Ben Hamin will be cordial enough to tell us exactly all that information?
Yes, of course he will. He's a businessman.
He always yells at me. He's always calling me names and everything.
He's not a big fan of you, Pat
I
Porter.
know.
And also, Rob Van Dam,
hang up on him.
He also has his own product. He has his own product that I'm sure may be for sale at Ravens Joint. So we're going to find out about that as well. He has a lot of CBD, the oils and everything. And
he does, eh?
Yes, he does. Yes.
Right.
Should be an interesting phone conversation. I think everybody will be interested in that. And we'll talk to the great undefeated Bin Hamin a little bit later on in the program.
Yeah, what's that thing he says all the time when he comes out?
Yola, Mr. Pat Porter, Yola.
Right.
Yeah.
What time are we going to get him on?
We'll get him 3:30 or so. What do you think?
That sounds fine.
Anytime that you want.
Yeah, sure. We're going to be here till 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
And then this show becomes a podcast on YouTube tomorrow sometime.
Yeah.
Maybe even late tonight.
Yeah, we'll get it up there as soon as I can get it up there. But, it's March break next week, Pat Porter.
Yeah.
And I wanted to ask your opinion on a few things.
All right, sure.
When you were younger, did you ever go to Miami?
Yes, I did.
You did? You went
As
to
a matter
Miami
of fact, I hitchhiked down there.
Okay, how was that back in the day?
Well, this was back in the day, of course, and I was coming from Bowling Green University.
Right, and it was
near
a party
Ohio.
central, yeah.
Yeah, and so a buddy of mine, lived in the same house with me. We hitchhiked from Bowling Green all the way down to Miami.
Yeah.
And we had cardboard and a magic marker, so we'd write down Miami or whatever the next city or town that we wanted to go to.
Everybody's
we'd write
going
that
to
on
Miami.
the cardboard. Yeah.
Everyone's going to Miami during March break at that time. Yeah.
And the nice thing about that was that every time we put a city up or somebody pulled over and pick us up, I don't think we waited more than 10 minutes any time all the way down there.
Perfect.
We got down to Florida, northern Florida. I think it was in 24 hours.
Oh, nice.
And so we'd take turns sleeping in the back, and the other one would talk to the person driving us, that picked us up hitchhiking.
Yeah.
And hitchhikers were picked up back in those days.
Yeah.
Especially if you're coming from a university or college town. Mm-hmm. They know that you're pretty safe, and they'd pick you up, put you in the car, and drive you down. Some of the rides we got, were a few hundred miles. And then they'd buy us breakfast and everything else,
Okay.
Yeah, so
different culture, different times.
Different times back then. So we finally got down to northern Florida, and it was the middle of the night. It must have been about 1 o'clock in the morning. And we were so tired because
you didn't party.
Well, not in the cars and trucks that picked us up down there.
Right.
And so tired, and we had to get to Miami, and it was another 6 hours down the road.
Yeah.
So we finally got a ride from somebody that took us all the way to Miami and dropped us out in the center of town.
Yeah.
And so we jumped out of the car, and this big machine looked like a big machine in the hockey arena. Zamboni, yeah. It was spraying for bugs, spraying for mosquitoes in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
3 o'clock in the morning. So we're looking at this thing, and all of a sudden the guy drives by us and sprays us by accident.
Oh, wow.
He was spraying it in both directions.
Oh, wow.
So here we are covered in bug spray at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning in Miami, Florida. Didn't know where we were. There was no GPS back then. You just had a map if you had one.
Yeah.
Or you'd get directions from somebody. So we finally got there and found a place to sleep. And the morning we were at the beach. I think we slept about 3 hours. But it was very interesting. In Tennessee, we got picked up. It was very hilly in Tennessee. As you're going down the interstate there in Tennessee. I think it was Interstate 75 all the way down there. And we got picked up by an old guy and his girlfriend. And they were driving this old beat-up car.
Okay.
But it was a ride. So we got in the back seat. And the girlfriend turns around, starts talking to us. And the guy, he'd obviously been drunk, you could tell. I mean, he could smell it. His head was bobbing around.
Oh, no.
And there was just enough frost on the windshield that you needed your defroster on. It was cold enough, still in March. So he had the defroster on, but it did this little corner up in the left-hand side of the window.
Okay.
His car was a beater, it didn't work. So he's trying to stick his head up to this little corner where he could peek through and see what he was doing driving down the road.
Yeah.
Drunk. And we're in the back seat thinking, are we going to live? And he finally dropped us off in the morning in Cartersville, Georgia.
Oh.
And so it was breakfast time. So we went into a diner looked like a couple of bums.
Yeah.
And we got some bacon and eggs and continued the journey.
You know what's happening now,
What?
Porter?
What's that?
I want your opinion on this.
All right.
Miami Beach is breaking up with spring break, and there's going to be some new rules and regulations, including very, very high parking tickets, like $100.
Oh.
Each Thursday and Sunday in March, the beach entrances will be limited to 5th, 10th, and 12th Streets, which will close at 6 p.m.
Oh.
And inspections for coolers, limits on what's in the coolers.
So there goes all
and
the fun.
All the fun is being taken out of March break.
So you know what's going to happen? Everybody's going to go to Pensacola and Tampa. And,
we're going to see
Fort
what
Myers
happens, but
and,
I think that's interesting that if you're planning to go on March break, which a lot of the
Fort
students
Lauderdale
do, forget about Miami because they're shutting you down. That's being shut out and forget about it.
I imagine all the way down the coast is going to be the same thing. Because Miami now is full of older people.
Yeah.
You know, back in the day, it wasn't quite so much.
Yeah.
But now it's a wrinkle ranch. You know, everywhere you go down there.
Is it?
Yeah. And
well, they must not have been over the past few years. I don't know.
No,
it just seems
there's
like
a lot of beautiful women down there.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
Latina women that are down there in Miami.
So where would you go now? I guess
I'd look after the women down there. No, if I were down there now.
Yeah, you can't
where
do
would
anything.
If you're not a student, it's not a lot of fun.
Not anymore.
No, you end up at the Cracker Barrel.
They're
gonna
shut the beach down at 6 o'clock. I
Yeah.
mean, so just as you're getting up at 2 o'clock, your beach, you got a couple hours of beach time, and then they're gonna kick you out.
That's it. The kids are gonna have to get
Yeah,
up and
they're
be on
fed
the
up
beach
with
by
it,
8
so-
o'clock in the morning. Yeah.
So Miami's shut down, is all I'm trying to
You
say.
can go into the
So-
Cracker Barrel. You can go to the Waffle House and
Yeah.
the Cracker Barrel, and then turn around and come back.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, going down there, you start off with all your winter clothing on and your gloves and everything. And little by little, you're taking stuff off and trying to put it in a bag to carry it with you because it gets warmer. But then on the way back, it's beautiful down there, nice and warm summertime weather. You turn around, you're heading back north.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, a few days later, it's ice cold. And
Yeah.
it's like, oh, what's happening? Oh, no.
Right.
Not only is it freezing up here, but I have to go back to school on Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, now you just forget about it. I mean, you get lots of sleep if the beach is going to be closed at 6.
That was the one time I went down for spring break. Yeah. And then after that, I didn't have any money.
Yeah.
I didn't have a lot of money then, but
We don't have money now.
No.
Nobody has any money now. Nobody has any money. We're just paying and paying and paying and paying and paying.
Prices
the
go up all the
entertainment
time.
is losing. You know what I mean? Like we can't go to Miami anymore.
I think if you were hitchhiking on the way, I think the sheriff would be pulling you over and putting you in the back seat of the car.
Yeah, probably.
They don't want people coming down there.
No, they
like
don't
that.
want it. And you know what? I guess they don't want the drinking and the looting. And you can't even drink here anymore because you hear what else is done.
What?
The Winter Beer Festival that used to be held in Burlington.
Oh, yeah.
Shut down, canceled, and done. So
No kidding.
You can't do that anymore. Just for Laughs Comedy Fest that used to be in Montreal.
that's gone,
and when
eh?
it gone in bankruptcy protection. So that's going to be. What are we gonna do? You can't. That used to be the biggest thing ever.
Yeah, I know.
A lot of the comedians used to go to Montreal and go to the comedy club in Montreal, and it used to be just for laughs. That's a lot of comedians would get discovered down there.
Yeah. That's a big thing down there.
Ben Hamin, who has also done comedy, like we can ask him about that. No, he has.
Okay.
And next week, Pat Porter, we're on this very program.
Yeah.
The great Shuli Edgar, who used to work for Howard Stern.
Oh, he's going to be a guest on our show.
And I like to ask him about the changes in the comedy club. He does a lot of comedy with Bob Levy, Mike Morris. He's going to be a guest on the show, yes. And we're going to ask him because he's done some comedy here in Toronto. And I'm talking about this just for laughs that used to discover a lot of the comedians shutting down. I mean, really, there's no good comedy anymore. Let's face it. First of all, the cancel culture had to switch all that. So you can't get raw comedy.
No.
You know what I mean? And
That's the most insane stuff was the funniest stuff of all.
yeah, your Sam Kinison, your Andrew Dice Clay, even your Rodney Dangerfields like you used
Rodney
to like. Your
Dangerfield?
George Carlin, you can't say any of this stuff anymore.
That's right.
And now they're shutting down the comedy clubs and the Just for Laughs and bankruptcy protection, which I just can't believe. And how do you do comedy these days? How do you do it?
You have to be clean,
I mean,
clean and pressed.
Not to throw shade on our local favorite David Green, but if it's just going to be puns, then I'm sorry, David Green. Not for me. Not for me.
No, you just insulted David Green.
Yes,
eh?
I did. I mean, I don't want to see that in my comedy.
We still have Mark Matthews. Mark Matthews is
Mark
a funny
Matthews.
guy.
I like Mark Matthews, but and I know you're not going to want me to say this, but he's been doing the exact same act that I've seen for 10 years. There's no change in his act.
He likes to make faces.
Yeah, he likes to
He
make
tells
faces.
a story and makes a face.
Okay,
when
well,
he makes a face, that's the funny part.
If you want me to pull out $25 out of my wallet to see that, then no.
Comedy for Kidneys,
Yeah.
a big event that he puts on every year. So
Yeah.
that's for charity. And
That's for
he's
charity.
had some great comedians
That's
that
for
come
charity.
through for that.
Now, do they piggyback off it? Is that a full room because they're doing it for charity, or are they doing it for comedy and he can't sell the room if it was just
No,
for comedy?
it's a full room.
Right, yes.
It's jammed.
Yes.
I know. I went a couple times for that. Greg Fruin Theater, and there are some other venues
Yeah.
that he put that in, and it was actually a great night. Mm-hmm. I mean, the comedians were funny.
I went
They were
down to
really
it before.
funny.
I went down to it before, and it was funny. But I'm just saying, like, that's about. I mean, I guess that's a headline act now,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, for sure.
Because the old headline acts are gone. But this is something I want to talk to Shuli about next week, because we're going to be promoting a lot of his shows that he's doing in upstate New York. And yeah, I don't know. We seem to be tied in upstate New York with these shows lately. That's what I've been doing, and plus Ohio last week. But that's where I like to get my entertainment from. So
There you go. There you go. Well, we should play a song here.
I know you're tired of hearing me rant. I've trashed Mark Matthews.
I'd love to hear you yak on forever and ever.
I trashed David Green.
That's okay.
You don't want to hear it anymore.
Who else you going to pick on? Me?
No, I'm
pick on me yet
going to
today.
reserve that for the great Ben Hamin. That's where a real comedian knows how to do his job. The great Ben Hamin, most
Yeah.
undefeated wrestler in all professional
Yeah,
wrestling.
well, we're going to get him on, and I'll pick at him, too.
All right.
You know. He's not in charge of me. He's not my boss.
Oh, he'll slap you around, Pat Porter, yes.
We'll see about that.
You know what? It's not going to bother him because he'll be at Raven's joint and
That's right.
maybe doing some gel caps. or something.
Tomorrow's the grand opening.
That's right.
Noon, a special guest, high noon. Yeah. Rob Van Dam
Right.
is going to be there for in-store signing. That's Clay, New York.
Yeah.
4100 State Route 31,
Yeah.
New York. So get down there and check it out. For
Yeah,
sure.
very happy about that.
Tell Ben Hamin you heard it on the radio, and he'll know exactly what you're talking about. All right? Yeah, oh, yeah, those guys.
No,
Yeah.
you got to specify because he just did major publicity on K-Rock Radio in upstate New York.
Nobody listens to that. 4680Q.
Right.
.ca with the infamous Jay Moore Show with
Yeah.
Pat Porter.
There you go.
Yeah. Here's that Wonderwall.
Today is gonna be the day that they're gonna throw it back to you. By now you should have somehow realized what you gotta do. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now. Backbeat, the word is on the street that the fire in your heart is out. I'm sure you've heard it all before, but you never really had a doubt. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now. And all the roads we have to walk are winding, and all the lights that lead us there are blinding. There are many things that I would like to say to you, but I don't know how. Because maybe you're gonna be the one that saves me. And after all, you're my Wonderwall. Today was gonna be the day, but they'll never throw it back to you. By now you should have somehow realized what you're not to do. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now. And all the roads that lead you there were winding, and all the lights that light the way are blinding. There are many
There you go, Wonderwall, Oasis. 4680q.ca, the infamous Jay Moore Show.
Do you like how I mellowed down the music for you a little bit so you wouldn't get so grumpy
Well,
on my playlist?
I like your
That wasn't
your
so
music.
bad, was it?
I've
Yeah,
never
yeah.
had much of a complaint about what you choose.
Yeah, you do. You
Kind
do
of
every
strange
single
stuff,
show,
you know.
yeah.
Strange, you know. It's not, tie a yellow ribbon around the old oak tree.
No,
or
none of
anything.
that. None of that. You know. Another thing, Pat Porter. While
Yeah.
we're on the air, I'm surprised that you haven't mentioned because you've been doing terrestrial radio for 50 years,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And it's that time of year where every broadcaster in radio mentions that it's daylight savings time, and you
yeah.
gotta turn your clock to whatever.
I
And
used to get the memo, twice an hour, remind everybody,
Right.
as if they can't tell, oh, don't forget to tell them. And then Sunday, you'd have to go on the air
Yeah.
5 times an hour and say,
Yeah.
tell them what time it is. Like, come on,
And the great thing about it is most things change the clock by themselves now.
Yeah.
Automatic in
Yeah.
your car, on your phone.
You don't have to do anything.
Yeah, so, and I don't even know what it is. Is it spring forward right now?
Spring forward.
Spring
Yeah.
forward,
So we
yeah.
lose an hour's sleep tonight.
So,
or an hour to party. You lose that.
shout outs to Pete Marino, who used to be your memo guy.
yeah. Pete would give me the reminders all the
Right,
time.
right.
Don't forget, to mention that.
Yes,
you
yes,
gotta
yes.
let people know it's time to change the clocks.
Yes, yes.
All right, Pete, I got you. And then Sunday morning, another email. Bink would come out, first thing when I got on the air.
Right.
Don't forget to remind everybody now today that it's a different time. Okay, Pete, I got you.
I'm sure they've said it on the AM station about 800 times on CKTV today. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, the days of that.
What a joke.
And the weather and the traffic. And,
Right.
I like the weather. I mean, do you need to know somebody on the radio telling you the weather?
No, I have the app right in my hand. I can look out the window and I can make an uneducated guess on what the weather is going to be for the rest of the day. Whether I
Yeah.
need a coat, whether I need a hat, whether I wear one sock or no socks or 2 socks. I could do those things. Pat Porter,
You're,
yeah.
you're talking about me putting
Yeah.
on my socks this morning.
Yeah, you wore one sock.
I didn't realize that I only had one sock on. So I got my left foot that has a sock on it.
Yeah,
And
well,
I
you
was
must you must have made an early purchase over at Ravens Joint to be able to.
I got one sock on, and if my pant leg comes up, people are going to say, well, look at that guy over there. He's only got one sock on.
Yeah, you'll be like LL Cool J.
Yeah.
One pant leg.
Right,
up.
yeah.
Right.
Oh, well. At least I remembered to bring my belt with my pants anyway.
Yeah, thank God.
Yeah.
Thank God. I don't want to see any of
Oh,
that.
thank you. So we're going to talk about our sponsors here. We got to talk about Six-Pack Recruiting. And this is a big one because Dale Ann Melnick is going to be back from Vegas and Florida very shortly. And you want to definitely get your kids that are in high school right now interested in continuing with their volleyball career after they've had such fun for 4 years in high school. Let them continue and get a university scholarship out of it.
Yeah.
Just go to sixpackrecruiting.com. That's sixpackrecruiting.com. You'll find the phone number for Dale Ann Melnick there. Give her a call. Dale has been doing this for over 30 years. She's been getting girls that are great in volleyball and other sports.
Yeah.
She gets them recruited to universities across Canada and also across the United States and Australia.
Okay.
So, get your university paid for free while you're playing volleyball, for 4 years. Can't beat that.
No, you cannot.
Sixpackrecruiting.com. Check it out for sure. Gotta mention Herndon State Winery. They're coming back in a big way this summer, the spring and summer. They've got the big live music Among the Vines. That's coming back in July, right
Yes.
through August, the end of August. And full list is coming out shortly with all the entertainment. They've got some great entertainment down there at Herndon's Winery as well. So lots of stuff. First weekend back in June. They're going to be open every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday with wine flights, wine by the glass bottle. Sangria back with a new wall of fame. So
Yeah.
you can put your picture on that after you've sampled some of the wine and show everybody what you look like,
Yeah, beautiful.
Half in the bag. Anyway, that's hernder.com if you want to find out more on that. And we got to do a shout out to Eric Millette over at Joe Blow's.
Okay.
Yeah, because I've been talking to Eric about possibly, joining in with us to become a sponsor. They got some great blues entertainment on Saturdays, don't they?
Yeah. Now, what if he doesn't become a sponsor?
Well, then we won't talk about him
Then he gets
anymore.
a free shout out.
No shout out to
Yeah.
Jovlos after that.
Yeah.
And Donnelly's Pub. Now, we were up there last Saturday.
Yeah, Brant Parker and friends.
Yeah, Brent Parker, Blues Band, and Danny Boy Phelan was there.
Great
We
performer.
walked in halfway through the show because we were doing this air show.
Yeah.
And by the time we got to Donnelly's Pub in Thorold, there were no seats available.
Not only were there no seats available, Pat Porter, but they were lined up around the corner trying to get in.
Yeah, we snuck in.
Yeah.
We had a special door.
Oh, we got
went
it back in.
And we still had to sit on the speakers in the back until somebody finally cleared out a table.
Right,
we got
yes.
a table.
And I know Donnelly's is known for their fish and chips. I've had their fish and chips yesterday, and shout outs to the man working the grill in the back. Yeah. Great fish and chips.
I had a burger, and I told them exactly how I wanted it.
Yeah.
And they never, people never give you exactly what you want. You tell them you want this and this and this and this, and
Yeah.
they nod their head, and then you
Yeah.
get whatever they're going to give you.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the takeout window at
Yeah.
fast food.
Yeah.
But Donnelly's gave me this burger that I don't think I've ever tasted a better burger than the burger that I
No?
bought at Donnelly's. Tell you, this thing was delicious, and I swallowed that down in like 3 bites.
Yeah.
But even though 3 bites I had it down, you beat me. You still ate faster
I
than
was
me.
starving. I didn't eat anything all day, but yeah, shout outs to the Donnelly's Pub and their food. But one thing, I know you like your burgers.
Yeah,
I know you do.
I
I know
do.
you like nothing on them, and you just like the meat and everything.
Yeah, and I put a little mustard on it.
And I know you were very upset of the controversy with Wendy's with their surge pricing.
Oh no!
Do you know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about, yeah.
Yeah. Well, did you know this, Pat Porter? I brought this up on another show earlier this week, but this is something I thought, since we're talking about burgers, that you would like. Wendy's is now offering $1 cheeseburgers all month long for March Madness after announcing the dynamic pricing. So they completely backpedaled on what they were going to do because of the public outrage of Wendy's that were going to do the surge pricing. And
Right.
now, if you want a cheeseburger for the month of March,
It's $1
hey, I know they're not a sponsor either, but a $1 cheeseburger,
for the month of March.
yes, during March
Wow.
Madness.
All
after
right.
the dynamic
Oh, yeah, the
pricing.
basketball
Yes,
tournament,
Yes. And before you go to music, Pat Porter, while you're doing shout-outs, this is something I thought I should bring up because we were talking about daylight savings time and the hour switch and everything else.
Yeah.
But also it's that time of not year, but that time where we have the solar eclipse coming.
Yeah, April.
That's April 8th, and this is a huge show that deserves attention. Now, you remember we were at Queen Victoria Park last year for that Serbian show. Mm-hmm. Well, you know what's happening at Queen Victoria Park during the solar eclipse?
What?
On April the 8th. Big shows, a lot of bands starting at 2:40 on stage, Niagara Symphony Orchestra, at 4:45 the Boneheads, 6 o'clock New Friends. This is very interesting. This is somebody I think you would love very, very much, and you should YouTube. JJ Wild at 7:20.
Oh yeah.
You would love JJ
I
Wild.
haven't seen JJ.
Go check out JJ Wild because you will become a huge fan. And then at 8:30 p.m., and this is all free, by the way, the Glorious Sons.
Oh,
who
wow.
just played at the Meridian Center just a few weeks ago in St. Catharines. Free show, April 8th, Niagara Falls, Queen Victoria Park. And headlined by the Glorious Sons, but JJ Wild. Oh my God, am I a fan? Yeah.
Glorious Sons aren't bad either.
No.
How about we play something by the Glorious?
You got Glorious Sons on the
I got
list?
them.
All right.
We got them lined up here.
All right, let's
it's
do it.
called "Sawed Off Shotgun" by Glorious Sons.
Mother, I don't wanna take my medicine. 24 years in the gutter again. I'm losing it. I'm losing it. Everybody's acting like they're all alright. I can barely get myself to sleep at night. I'm sick of it. Yeah, I'm sick of it. Yeah, they said the tax man. I lost my job and you got hooked on cheat coding. They shut the lights off. They took the car and I bought a sawed-off shotgun. Yeah, they said the tax man. I lost my job and you got hooked on cheat coding. They shut the lights off. They took the car and I bought a sawed-off shotgun. I'd rather be crazy than to take these pills. I'm sick of being okay against my will. I'm losing it. I'm losing it. Everything in this world that I'm gonna miss. It's all fake smiles and leather jackets. We're full of it. Yeah,
Sawed-off shotgun there. That is the glorious Sons, 4680q.ca. Pat Porter, but it's the infamous Jay Moore show. I'm just kind of the sidekick today.
No, you're not.
Well,
you're needed to steer the ship here.
yeah, thank you.
You needed to steer the ship here.
Yeah. I mean, it rose the ship, yeah.
Yeah.
Jay Moore.
Yes, sir.
We're trying to get a hold of Ben Hamin. We're waiting for him to call back and
Very
get him on the
busy
air.
man. Yeah, it's very busy.
Have you ever heard of Napster?
I forget what that means. Yeah.
Napster, the revolutionary music file sharing service.
Is that the guys that used to steal all Metallica's music and they went to court over? Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Is that still around?
25 years ago, they debuted in 1999. The service was created by a college student, Sean Fanning. It got very popular very fast. It made it easy for music enthusiasts to download copies of songs that were kind of hard to find.
Yeah.
The height of Napster's popularity, approximately 80 million users were registered on its network.
Okay.
However, Napster's operations were riddled with controversy. The legal battles just came flying at them over digital rights.
That's
with
right.
Litigation from various angles, including the Recording Industry Association of America,
Yeah.
Metallica, you just mentioned them,
That's right,
and
yeah.
Dr. Dre.
Yeah.
So in 2001, the original Napster was shut down after successful court injunction. Today, Napster is a paid music streaming service, and nobody cares.
Well, it's interesting that you're bringing up old news like that because now the streaming services are Spotify as well as Apple as well. And in fact, there are all these CD stores like Sam the Record Man are all out of business.
They're gone.
Yeah, they're gone.
Yeah.
And it's interesting, like the way the music is now, where if you produce music and you put it on Spotify, you get paid very minimal for the streaming. So you got to make the money up on live performances, but the live performances are so expensive. In fact, Nickelback is coming to the OLG stage here.
Oh, yeah.
And Monica, as you know, is a big fan of Nickelback. The tickets are over $400.
Oh,
Over
wow.
$400 for nosebleed seats.
Yeah.
And, if you're a smaller act, like we just had Ron Hawkins on Lowest of the Low playing at the Warehouse. We've also had Biff Naked on. When you're playing at the Warehouse, they all talk about, it's too expensive to tour. You can't get the tour bus. It's over $100,000 to get a tour bus. So they're playing these smaller venues, which only house maybe a couple hundred people, which means you got to sell merch, which means you got to sell T-shirts.
Yeah.
Which means the music business, the streaming stuff, has completely crumbled what the music business was.
Well, I got a note from Jay Stone of the JDM band.
Yeah.
He
Thinks he's making money on it.
Well,
yeah.
he was talking about a check that he got about a week ago from Spotify.
Right.
It was like $12 or something.
Yeah.
But it was like hundreds of plays of his music.
Yeah.
So you get 0.0001
That's right, yeah.
cents or whatever per play.
Yeah.
But he still gets $12, $15, $20 a month out of that.
Well, they're good for him.
Yeah, he's doing well for Spotify.
For about a half a year, he's going to make $100. That's
well,
perfect.
there you go.
Yeah, he's doing well for Spotify.
A couple of tanks of gas.
No, you know what? I'm sorry. The whole business has crumbled that way. Musicians are not happy.
They got a tour.
Right.
They got a tour.
And don't forget about this. Anybody can upload to Spotify. So the competition is out there even more now because everybody's on Spotify. Everybody's on the streaming. The digital world has taken all the business models of touring and music and even pro wrestling, anything on television.
That's different.
Wiped it all out. Radio, it's all wiped out.
Yeah.
All wiped out.
Yeah.
So there you go.
That's why podcasts are so big now because people can pick and choose what they want to hear.
Well, and again, even with the podcast, anybody can do them. Everybody jumps on and does a podcast.
Yeah, but everybody can't do them like we do them.
No, nobody can do them like we do. And the
So
number one
the
podcast.
cream rises to the top. There's always podcasters that are doing well.
Yeah.
And then the 80% of the people that are trying are just doing it for fun.
Just doing it for fun and trying something out, and a lot of them will start off with maybe three. There's a lot of these, like say you're going to do a mystery series podcast, stupid stories. They last about 6 shows, and then they're running out of stuff to talk about.
Yeah, they're bored and they don't continue it. But we're almost it'll be a year here on the 5th of May. For us.
We've had a number of huge guests in here, and
tons.
Happy to do it, but I am getting tired. I don't know.
Well, you're getting old. You're getting old, that's all.
Maybe it's time to retire from this. I don't know.
You'll never retire. Neither of us are going to retire. We're going to be here forever and ever.
Yeah.
Till they have to haul us out in a gurney.
There you go.
Yeah, so.
There you go.
The Ben Hamin Ravens joint grand opening tomorrow, March 10th. The special guest, Rob Van Dam.
That's right.
So he's probably driving around somewhere in Clay, New York with Rob Van Dam today.
Well, no, I just told you earlier on in the program, Rob Van Dam has a big show today in Ohio.
Oh, that's
Pat
right,
Porter,
Chillicothe,
yes.
yeah.
Chillicothe,
so
Ohio.
he's got to come from Chillicothe tonight and end up in Clay, New York by tomorrow.
Well, let me tell you something about Rob Van Dam. He's been on the road so many years that's nothing to him. They've done it. They've been on the road. They know how to get on in a car, get on a plane. They know how to do that stuff. They know they work over 300 days a year when they're on the road, Pat Porter, doing wrestling. That's what pro wrestling does. There's no off season. And I think the phone is ringing, Pat Porter.
You think so, do you?
I hear something in my headphones. You better answer the phone.
Let's just see if there's anybody on the phone here.
You better hurry it up, Pat Porter.
Hello, 4680q.ca.
Hello, infidel moron. You know who this is.
Yeah. I have to put up with you and Jay Moore. What's happening to me here?
YOLO, the great Ben Hamin. Yes.
Oh,
Yes, rise and praise you, Jay Moore. Good to hear you, my
Thank
man.
you,
Not
Jay
so
Moore.
good to hear this ancient relic.
That's right. Jay
Yeah.
Mohammed Moore here, and I don't know if you were listening, Ben, earlier on in the program, but I was trying to explain to this idiot how you are
thanks.
most undefeated wrestler in all of pro wrestling, that you've beaten every single wrestler that's been in the circuit, whether it's been Kurt Angle, Ric Flair, Hulk Hogan, Mr. T, Roddy Piper, it doesn't matter. And I just
Put him in his grave.
Yes.
Put Piper in his grave.
Yes, and I've had to explain to this idiot that
Come on.
you're kind of getting bored with winning all these matches, and then you had to move business in a different way, and we're talking about Raven's Joint, because you're just getting bored of beating everybody. You've won every single championship that's out there, and what is there left to do for the great Ben Hamin?
There is nothing left to prove, Jay. You know, when I got into this business, I was on a mission to crush all of professional wrestling.
Yes.
Now look, Vince McMahon exiled from his own company.
Yes, you did it.
Hacker
Yes.
Hamin. Yes. This week, just for fun, I took down Facebook and Instagram because I was bored, Jay.
Yes.
Like, I need something more to do. I've beaten them all. Every legend, every pathetic G.I. Joe they put in my way. I won 2 wars in Afghanistan and Iraq. What else can I accomplish, Jay?
Yeah.
It's time to sit on the beach, smoke some of that good Jamaican hashish, and just relax with all of my wives. And, Jay, I want you right there beside me because you've earned it too, my man. And without you, I never would have been able to come up and $5 face slap those infidel maple sap-sucking Tim Hortons morons who deserved it.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying, Jay.
All I want, Ben Hamin, I would love to lay on the beach and enjoy our cryptocurrency. But
absolutely.
All I want, I've been waiting for a long time for the new Donald Trump running shoes, and I know that you got a line on those as well.
Absolutely, my own design, actually, because I'm the golden Ayatollah, so we had to go gold shoes. I know Trump wanted red, white, and blue, but I had to veto that decision because I'm really in control. You're
really in control. And, yes. This is beautiful. Let's talk about the grand opening of your new business, the Great Ben Hamin, happening tomorrow.
Yes, tomorrow at Raven's Joint in Clay, New York, our grand opening. And, of course, I just had to make one phone call. And who do you get? Well, some of the greatest stoners of all times, Mr. Monday Night, the whole effing show, Mr. 420, Rob Van Dam.
Yes.
Will be at Raven's Joint tomorrow for our grand opening. So I just make one phone call, and you know all of the connections I have. They just said, sure, Hacker, you know I'll be there.
Of course he's going to be there.
Rob Van Dam tomorrow.
The great Rob Van Dam, he's in Ohio today with a big match with Matt Riddle. We had Bobby Fulton, believe it or not, last week, and he was talking about his show. What's that town, Pat Porter? Chicopee or whatever it's called?
Chillicothe, Ohio.
So he'll be on the road and ready to open up the grand opening at high noon. With at Raven's Joint in Clay, New York, and that's going to be fantastic. And are you going to have some of the RVD's product in stock?
Oh, we've got plenty of product. I'm sitting in the vault right now looking at hundreds of thousands of dollars of premium cannabis that I had shipped here. So, yes, all the morons wrestling fans will be here, and I'm sure we'll hand out some $5 face slaps. And I actually know that not a lot of people know this, that Pat Porter is so old that Cheech and Chong used to be his gardeners back in the day before they got famous as well. So,
I told you he did comedy. Yes.
Comedy. He's picking on me again.
Well, that's the truth, Pat Porter. Come on.
I try and give him a great introduction.
Pat Porter, he thinks he has reefer madness, but it's just advanced dementia. That's what it really is.
Oh, boo. boo.
Don't boo the great Ben Hamin, the greatest wrestler of all time, the greatest businessman of all time, the greatest of all time. You know what Pat Porter's wondering, because he can't get over the border. They don't want him in the United States. He's wondering if he can get some of that online. Are you going to have any online at the store at Ravens Joint?
Well, that's even more ridiculous that Pat Porter would know how to use a computer to order anything.
He's great. The great Ben Hamin, he's great. Yeah.
I'll put it on the Wells Fargo wagon and have it shipped up to you via donkey, you jackass. That's for you, Pat Porter.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much.
You got nothing to say to the great Ben Hamin, you know. We're supposed to.
Yes, we are online at Raven in New York State right now. That's when you could do it.
Yes.
So ravensjoint.com. The most premium cannons from across the state, New York State, after I crushed them on a wonderful day in September long ago. So I've been running the state ever since. I got Hillary Clinton in there and then got her out of there. And, that's just how I do things when I'm bored. I like to let the morons of Buffalo jump through a table and think they're going to the Super Bowl, and then I crush their dreams as well.
It's just
because it's all a work, Jay. It's all a work.
It's a work. It's a swerve. You get Hillary Clinton in thinking that she's doing business and not knowing that she's going to be exited and gone. You know, much like that president you have now is on his way out. Just about as smart as Pat Porter is. He doesn't know anything that's going on. Can't answer any questions. I have a radio broadcaster sitting right across from me that doesn't even know what to say to you. He's so intimidated. And all we're trying to do, he's intimidated. He doesn't like it.
I'm gonna get a $5 face slap from Ben Hamin, but I'm gonna give him $5 in Canadian money. How's that?
Well, you're going to have to come up because your dollar's worthless, moron. It's going to be a lot more than that with that stupid dead queen you've got on there. Yes. But I actually do have a product here for you sap-sucking morons. We have cannabis-infused maple syrup, so I'll be pumping that into your water supply very soon. And, Pat Porter, maybe he doesn't have the time of day to just look out the window anymore, but we'll make sure that he can count some pretty birdies and get out of your way, Jay, so you can be the man of the airwaves over there. I mean, Pat Porter's been dead for 6 years. That's what people don't know.
Yes, they have no idea. He's just kind of sitting there like Weekend at Bernie's, like he's stuffed in it.
Exactly.
And nothing.
Exactly that.
Do you know that Pat Porter? He's so stupid, to be honest with you. I got to tell it like it is. He's so stupid. He asked if cannabis was legal in New York while you're opening a store and posting it on Facebook.
Right. I never know what Ben Hamin's going to be up to. Maybe it isn't legal and he's breaking the law.
No, I think he legalized it. I think he made the law. Yes.
Of course I made the law. That's what I do, is make things happen. And now I'm bringing, you want to talk illegals, it's all the illegals I'm bringing to New York City to take over in my next move when you wake up tomorrow, Pat Porter, and Cheech and Chong's nephew have taken over your job, and everybody's speaking Spanish in Toronto.
Oh, how you like that, Pat Porter?
Yeah, just wait till Ben Hamin's in the ring again.
You really don't like that because Pat happens to be a racist.
I'm not.
You are a racist. Yes, you are. Yes,
not at all.
Come on, Pat. Yes, I mean, at least you're out about it. You're not covert as you used to be.
That's right.
I like all the races. Ben Hamin, I even like you.
Oh, stop it.
A small little bit, not much.
No, I'm feeling sick right now, Jay.
Yeah,
tell him to stop talking.
You stop talking, It's just You can't make the great Ben Hamin sick like that.
Wasn't that a kid's toy back in the 50s, Yola? Something you threw at you?
You don't know what Yola means?
No.
Oh, my.
Oh, my Lord. This is not Leave It to Beaver anymore, pal. Wally and the Beaver aren't out here anymore, Pat. So I'll give you the Mrs. Cleaver right between the eyes if I have to. You watch the way you talk to me, Pat Porter. You're disrespect.
Yeah, you're very disrespectful.
Bobby Bass and all of those old timers out there. I think I might need to make one more sweep through Canada and add something to the graveyard out there because I'm tired of all these old ghosts walking around the locker room.
That's right.
I'm going to get no-class Bobby Bass and myself are going to get in the ring and we're going to challenge you.
Oh, that would be interesting. Yeah, see two old men and Rob Hubbard calling you a bin cheeseburger, which is great comedy as well.
Oh, just so high level from the morons of Canada.
That's right.
maybe you can get your bifocals on, and you guys can look around the ring for Bass's other toe. That would be a nice little thing for you to guys.
Oh my! I just don't know who's gonna die first. I've been waiting a long time. Is it gonna be Pat Porter? Is it gonna be Bobby Bass?
You just want to take over
the
show.
world would be better with
you want the show all to yourself, don't you? You want the whole thing
I have
to
the show
yourself.
to myself. You're not helping whatsoever.
Yeah, and someday it'll be just Jay and I on the beach doing these shows remotely and not having a care in the world very soon. I look forward to that, absolutely. After I crush the entire cannabis industry at Ravens Joint, Infidels. So, y'all, that's right. You never know when I may arrive in Crossfire again, who's in my targets, but I've got a little bit of unfinished business to settle, Jay, so I'll talk to you about that off air.
Ravens Joint, the grand opening is tomorrow, which is going to be great. Rob Van Dam's going to be there. Who else is going to be there? You're doing the ribbon cutting.
Yeah, we'll definitely have all the media out on channelattitude.com, Ben Hamin channels on YouTube, and y'all law infidels, you know what it is. Hacker Hamin invading the airwaves once again across the border of Canada, slapping all of you morons. Pathetic. Not you, Jay. You're the only one I ever liked. Porter, you're less than nothing to me.
YOLA, Ravens Joint. Check that out online. Grand opening tomorrow. Clay, New York, 4100 Route 31. Route 31. The great Ben Hamin, heels over strong all day long, Pat Porter.
Yes, rise and praise me.
YOLA, Ben Hamin, the greatest of all time and undefeated in all of professional wrestling.
I'll get you, Ben Hamin.
Oh, we'll see about that, Pat Porter. We'll see about that.
Okay, well, I'm going to fade him. I'm going to hang up on Ben Hamin.
Hang up on Ben Hamin.
Yeah, I'm going to hang him up. Yeah. Just like a hang up on you, Jay Moore. You got one more thing to say, Ben Hamin, or not? You got?
He's gone.
He's gone.
He's done with you.
Well, you hung up on us.
He's sick of you.
All right. Okay. All right. Well, that's it. We're fading out his music then, too.
Don't fade out his music. It's the greatest song of all time.
Yeah, he's gone. He's gone.
He is sick of you, man. Yeah.
Ben Hamin is gone. Okay. All right. Hung up on Ben Hamin.
What a way to ruin a great interview. You did not one plug for
well,
Ben Hamin.
Not one all the names you were calling me.
I didn't call you any names. I just told the truth.
The truth, yeah. Yeah,
So.
amazing stuff that you had to say about Ben Hamin, and nothing good about me. Your radio partner of many years.
Yes.
Yeah, I think you owe me a big apology now.
I don't owe anybody an apology. I'm just what I would like to say. My announcement for the day is: you want cannabis in New York State? This is the place to go for that. Ravens Joint. The grand opening is tomorrow. It's been a long time coming. We've seen the pictures online. We've seen everything online. There's been a lot of publicity around Ravens Joint, and this is where you're going to be able to get the highest quality cannabis in all of New York State and all the world. Go meet Rob Van Dam tomorrow. Go meet Ben Hamin tomorrow. It's high noon. We're doing the grand opening March 10th. And 41. I just thought I heard the phone ring. Are you messing with me? Yeah, you are. 4100 State, Route 31, Clay, New York, in the United States. Niagara Falls.
You don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know.
You don't know what you're talking about.
You screwed with my info sheet here. You wrote Niagara Falls as not Niagara Falls.
You don't know what you're talking about.
You're just trying to mess with me so that you are over in this bit and not me and Ben Hamin. But
I'm the star of this show,
heels
not
are over
you.
strong all day long, and that's it. So check it out, Ravens Joint.
Check
That's
it
all
out.
I got
Check
to
it
say.
out.
Go see Rob Van Dam.
Go see Ben.
the great Ben
Have a
Hamin.
$5 face slap and give it to him. Give him the $5 face slap.
I mean, Bobby Bass could use some weed too. He's miserable.
I love Bobby Bass. No class, Bobby Bass.
I got no time for him. In fact,
he's a superstar.
he tried to get on the show last week, and I said no.
Well, you should let him on.
He wanted to sit there and tell old stories of Bobby Fulton. Like, that's going to be interesting radio.
We like to hear old stories from Bobby Bass.
No, I like to hear from Ben Hamin. I think
he's gone.
And you know what? Shout-outs to also, not only is he great in cannabis, not only is he great in wrestling, but he has the Hamin Media Group, and as you heard him say earlier on, Channel Attitude. He has the biggest media outlet in all the world, Pat Porter.
I realize that, yeah.
Yeah. Does a lot of the big podcasts, smartens everybody up to the world of professional wrestling.
He's a big shot.
He really is. Yeah. He really is. He's very humble, though.
Oh, sure he is,
yeah.
Well,
he knows how good he is.
Whatever he yells.
Yola. Can you get it right, please? Yes.
Yeah, it sounds like a cola, something to drink, He comes out with his thing on his head.
Well, if that's what you need
His
to remember.
big
then-
long robe, and
Yeah.
it bounces around. He's a pretty fat guy too.
Oh, how dare you say
He's
something
a
like that?
fat guy.
You can't even say that on radio.
Fat Ben Hamin.
No, he's-
how can he even wrestle anymore?
trim,
He
fit,
can't even
slim,
reach
no.
around his gut to grab another
Hey.
wrestler.
Listen, he's beaten everybody in pro wrestling.
Oh yeah, when he was thinner. Yeah, he's been smoking too much weed. He's had the munchies for so many years.
He's bored. Did you not hear he's bored?
He's fat.
He's not fat.
He's
How
not even.
dare you?
He's not even
How
chubby.
dare you? You should
He's
be
not
thrown
even
off the
chubby.
air.
He's fat.
In today's cancel culture, you should be canceled and thrown off the air. You can't say words like that.
I could
He's
say
not
that.
fat.
I could say that if it's about Ben Hamin.
In fact,
He's
there will be
fat.
a lot of people that will be taking pictures of the great Ben Hamid tomorrow over at the grand opening at Ravens Joint because, and he's been known, very well known, to be in. He's got pictures in Sports Illustrated. He's got pictures in a lot of modeling magazines, and
He's a big bag of wind.
Go take a look on Google at the history
Big
of
bag of wind.
How dare you?
Yeah, that's what
You're disgusting.
Ben Hamin
You're
is
absolutely
a
disgusting.
big bag of wind. But you can meet him tomorrow at noon in Clay,
that
New York.
funny? Yeah.
4100 State Route 31. Tell him Pat sent you.
Big bag of wind that has a big bag of weed for sale. That's
It's
what he
a
is.
big
yeah.
bag of wind, yeah. Big gut, yeah. So I think it's time to check out of here, Jay Moore.
Yeah, of course you do. You're
we're about
fed
done.
up. You're embarrassed about it.
We've had enough of it. I've had enough of you for one day.
Of course you have. Well,
Yeah,
you know
that's
what? That's it. We'll be back next Saturday. And all I got to say, Pat Porter, is nothing to you, nothing to the audience that's listening. All I have to say is, YOLA! And thank you to the great Ben Hamin. Heels over strong, baby.
Boo on you.
All day long.
See you next week, Friday and Saturday.
Let's go! He walks merrily down the street with the brim pulled way down low. Ain't no sound but the sound of his feet. Machine guns ready to go. Are you ready? Hey, are you ready for this? Are you hanging on the edge of your seat? Out of the doorway, the bullets rip to the sound of the beat. Yeah. Another one bites the dust. Another one bites the dust. And another one gone, and another one gone. Another one bites the dust. Hey, hey, we're gonna get you too. Another one bites the dust. How do you think I'm gonna get along without you when you're gone? You took me for everything that I had and kicked me out of my own. Are you happy? Are you satisfied? How long can you stand the heat? Out of the doorway, the bullets razor to the sound of the beat. Look out! Another one bites the dust. Another one bites the dust. And another one